Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 2012 induction ceremony of the National Honor Society. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I can't begin this evening's program without acknowledging the beautiful music we have enjoyed. Each year we are entertained by an amazing student musician, and this year is no exception. Please give a warm round of applause to Benito Cantoris, a sixth grader at Schaefer Elementary, and brother to our junior inductee, Maria Cantoris. Thank you, Benito. Good evening again. My name is Jill Carristory, and I am the faculty sponsor for the National Honor Society. On behalf of the organization, I extend a warm welcome to our faculty, our administration, our parents, and most of all to our senior and junior students who have worked so hard to achieve this status tonight. Nationwide, membership in the National Honor Society is a privilege of the highest order, achievable by only a select percentage of high school students. The National Association of Secondary School Principals founded the National Honor Society in 1921. In fact, the first chapter ever established was right here in Pittsburgh at the Fifth Avenue High School in 1922. In its constitution, the four main purposes that guide NHS chapters are to create enthusiasm for scholarship, to stimulate a desire to render service, to promote leadership, and to develop character in students. I can say with no hesitation at all that the individual students you see before you tonight and who will be inducted into the organization project the very essence of those purposes. They are all students of high character who are good citizens of our high school. They are leaders in both our classrooms and on our athletic fields. They have contributed at least 20 hours of service to our community, and they have achieved a grade point average of 3.5 or higher. Let's give them a warm round of applause for these accomplishments. As a group, this year's seniors have been a pleasure to work with. I've had many of them in class and know them to be especially fine individuals who will, no doubt, be very successful in the years ahead. And I look forward to working with the juniors. I'm sure they will bring new energy and dedication to our building next year. At this time, I would like to introduce the people on stage who have joined our celebration tonight. Mrs. Marilyn Messina, President of the School Board. To assist with the candle lighting ceremony tonight, Mrs. Leisha Lentz and Ms. Marlo Robinson, Assistant Principals of the high school. Also on stage are Madeline Marcel, Mary Caparosa, Janelle DeChancy, and Vincent Ladon, senior students and officers in our chapter who will share some thoughts a little later with us. And last, but certainly not least, Mr. Jeffrey Snyder, our keynote speaker. At this time, I would like to introduce Mrs. Leisha Lentz, Assistant Principal of the high school, to share some thoughts with us.
Really, guys? No, seriously, thank you very much and welcome. On behalf of Mr. Stevens, Ms. Robinson, Mr. Murray, Mr. Lyons, and the entire faculty and staff at Woodland Hills High School, we'd like to thank you for being here tonight and congratulate you students for this accomplishment. So. Just a few thoughts. First of all, again, congratulations. You, ladies and gentlemen, are the heart and soul of Woodland Hills High School. You are what we are all about. Your leaders, your academics come first, and your character shines in these hallways. And we are so proud to have you as students at our high school. I'm not really going to say anything, but I do have this quote in my office, and just wanted to share it with you. And it says, "Until you spread your wings, you'll have no idea how far you can fly." This is just the first step, ladies and gentlemen. You are on your way to be successful young adults, and we wish you luck. We congratulate you, and thank you for choosing Woodland Hills.
Thank you, Mrs. Lenz. Our keynote speaker tonight, Mr. Jeffrey Snyder, is currently a member of our high school's gifted department. Mr. Snyder served 8 years in the United States Air Force and graduated with a mathematics degree from Indiana University of Pennsylvania. He has worked within the Woodland Hills School District for 19 years, starting at the junior high in the math department, then moving up to the high school teaching computer science, eventually becoming a gifted coordinator. Please welcome Mr. Snyder.
Good evening. I'd like to thank Mrs. Carastori and the National Honor Society for inviting me to speak here tonight. I would also like to thank the high school principal, Mr. Stevens, and his administrative staff, the superintendent, Mr. Johnson, and the Woodland Hills School Board for supporting this event. I am honored and thankful to be invited to be part of such a prestigious event. As I looked out over the list of inductees, I was quite pleased to see a large number of students that I knew personally. I feel as though I've gotten to know most of you quite well, and I think I can feel comfortable when I ask you the question. As you sit in your rows all in alphabetical order and all dressed up with your tight shirt collars and uncomfortable shoes, I have to ask a question. Why? Why did you go through all of that extra stuff just to get here? Membership in the National Honor Society is demanding. It requires scholarship that requires you to maintain a minimum of 3.5 QPA. You must demonstrate leadership in school or community activities. You must perform a minimum of 20 hours of community service, and you're going to need character references. You had to fill out a lengthy application, attend meetings, write an essay, and get all dressed up to be here tonight. Why? Satisfy that scholarship portion, you had to endure Mr. Flanders' calculus tests, struggle with Dr. Dowd's test corrections, or worse, Mr. Clausen's Old English poetry. Leadership required you to lead a student council meeting discussing carnation sales. Getting your community service hours required you to volunteer at the food pantry. And let's talk about building character. How about sweating out a late-night rehearsal with Mr. Crone? I have my suspicions as to why you're here. I think it's because you just want more. Now, some people might think I mean more material possessions. They might think I want to label you as an overachiever, or dare I say, an evil one-percenter. Make no mistake about it. You all have what it takes to get more material possessions. You will all have more opportunities to attend a high-ranked college, more opportunities to get a high-paying job, more choices for that fancy car to drive in or that big house to live in. That's not what I was referring to. I think the more you're working for is something different. You belong to a special group of people that go through all the extra stuff for a reason other than material possessions. I think the more you want is more opportunities in life. I think you want more opportunities to share your knowledge, more opportunities to display your skills and talents, more opportunities to give of yourself and help others, more opportunities to make a positive change in the world we live in. You now belong to that elite group that made and will continue to make this the greatest country in the world. Now I ask yourselves, how did you get here? Hard work, perseverance, long hours, supportive parents, demanding parents, all that and more. You got here because of the person who you are. You are that someone who does all that extra stuff for the right reasons. If you've listened to news reports recently, I'm sure that you've heard statistics that claim our education system in this country is failing. We're not producing the scholars like we used to. Statistics lead us to believe that America is not developing strong leaders as we have in the past. Well, as Mark Twain was noted to say, there are lies, there are dang lies, and then there are statistics. My apologies to Mr. Mariani, but I don't believe every statistic I hear. In front of me, I see a room full of students who took advantage of every educational opportunity available. I see a room full of young men and women who got involved in various organizations and became their leaders. I see a room full of scholars and leaders who have done everything that has been asked of them and more. Now, I'm sure some of the parents are going to disagree about that more stuff when you have to tell them 2 or 3 times to clean the room or do the dishes, but your reward for doing all that extra stuff is you will get more. You will have more opportunities in your life. Take advantage of those opportunities. As you progress in life, expand on the activities you love, explore something new, and don't forget to give something back. Help create new opportunities for that next generation of students who want more. Don't rest on this milestone. Strive for even loftier goals. Reach out and take advantage of your hard work. You deserve it. Just remember, don't let your convictions be overwhelmed by your ambitions. Thank your parents. No, thank your parents for making you what you are. For without their support and guidance, you would not be here tonight. Congratulations on your acceptance into the National Honor Society. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Snyder. Our Vice President, Mary Caparosa, will now say a few words on the importance of character.
Good evening. My name is Mary Caparosa, and I'm the Vice President of National Honor Society. All of the young ladies and gentlemen in these seats have worked extremely hard to be here today. They were chosen for induction because they exemplify the 4 pillars of the National Honor Society: scholarship, leadership, service, and character. These 4 pillars are the guiding force of the organization, and all members are expected to uphold the standards. My personal favorite pillar is character, but that might just be because I'm an actress. A writer won't notate every aspect of a role in the script for you. You have to make some decisions on your own in order to enhance the believability of your performance. So you start to ask yourself questions. Where does this person shop? How do they speak? What organizations do they belong to? We go through this same process in our everyday lives. We make decisions that seem small and inconsequential, but the truth is, every choice we make contributes to our character. And it's not just superficial choices, although those do matter. How you present yourself to other people forms your reputation, which is an aspect of character. But even more important than that is the private part of your life. What you do when no one else is around, things that no one would find out about, is what forms your true character. In order to have a good character, one must hold themselves to high standards of behavior, whether they are with others or alone. The choices you make determine who you are, both to others and, more importantly, to yourself. This is why character is so important. It's the sum of your entire being. It's what distinguishes you from others. It is who you are. Imagine your life as being featured in a film or a play. How would the actor portray you? After researching and answering all those little questions, what would they think about your character? Would they think that you were an upstanding person, full of honesty and integrity? The National Honor Society aids in reaching this positive portrayal. In this organization, students build character through the service they provide, the scholarship they strive to achieve, and the leadership skills they gain. Although we are all different and unique, the remaining pillars link us together as outstanding individuals of distinguished character. Thank you.